Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am Mazhar from Peace College Ahmedabad. Today I will deliver a speech on the topic I have a dream. Before going to start this lesson, let me tell you something about the objectives that we are supposed to attain and the completion of this lesson. First of all, we have theme, then main idea, explanation, words meaning, MCQs, short questions, and most importantly, grammatical structures. Now, to read that specific passage, let me present a brief sketch of the same passage. In this historical speech, Martin Luther King, who was fighting for the rights of Negroes or black people in America, he says that 100 years ago, Emancipation Proclamation was signed by the great American Abraham Lincoln, who was the 16th president of USA or America. And in that historical decree, in that historical means verdict or decision, Negroes were given equal rights. And those rights were ensured by Abraham Lincoln in his decree Emancipation of Proclamation. And that was a ray of hope for the Negroes. That Emancipation Proclamation, which was signed by Abraham Lincoln, that was a kind of ray of hope. That was a beacon light for the millions of Negroes who were living in America. And moreover, he says that Negro slaves are suffering in the corner of America. They are being neglected. They are being deprived of material prosperity in the corners of America. Apart from that, he says that Negroes, even after the signing of Emancipation Proclamation 100 years ago, the Negroes are still not free. They are not being given equal rights. They are being looked down by white people. So they are still passing through very hard situation, very hard time. Their condition is very bad. Furthermore, he says that Negroes or black people are living in segregation. They are living apart. They are living in separation. They are alone. Okay? And they are living in poverty. And they are dealt with discrimination. With the discrimination, there are racial discrimination. They are passing through, they are suffering through racial discrimination even in the prosperity of America. Negroes are deprived of material prosperity related to finance. They are being deprived of material prosperity. They are not given their equal rights, their equal privileges and amenities. Apart from that, here in this speech, he says that on that day on which this famous speech is being delivered, they are gathered just to dramatize their appalling, their alarming condition. They are just going to complain to the government of America, to the authorities of America. And they are here, they are gathered to submit, to deposit their check. Check refers to Emancipation Proclamation, which was signed by Abraham Lincoln 100 years ago. This speech was delivered in 1963. So that is why he says, he refers to that Emancipation Proclamation which was signed 100 years ago. And he says that that was a kind of check. And today they are gathered, they are assembled to deposit that check. But then, and apart from that, it was also promised in the Constitution that all the citizens would be given equal rights. Furthermore, he says that they would be given the rights of liberty, the rights of life and pursuit of happiness. They would be given what? The right of life, the right of liberty and the right of pursuing their happiness. America has defaulted that promissory note. Now you see he is complaining that that promissory note, that promise which was made 100 years ago, that has been defaulted, that has been neglected by the American government. And he says that instead of honoring that check, that decree, that Emancipation Proclamation decree, that has been what? That was a sacred, that has been a sacred decree, a sacred decision, a sacred judgment, but that has been not, that has been neglected instead of being honored. Now you see, after presenting the sketch of these two paragraphs, let me start reading of the same lesson. Okay, today we will start from the second paragraph, line number 6 or 7. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished. Languished means to suffer. Languished means to suffer. Even, he said that even after 100 years of the Emancipation Proclamation, which was signed by Abraham Lincoln, still the Negro is still languished. They are suffering. They are passing through very hard time in the corners of American society. Still they are suffering, they are passing through very hard time in the American society, amongst the American people. Because they are looked down upon by the people, by the white people, and find himself in exile. They are still living as they are living a life of what? Segregation. They are living a life of exile. Exile means jilabadli, expatriation. Exile means expatriation. Now you see, the next he says that they are living a life of exile in his own land. Now you see, the land which belongs to Negroes. Negroes are still living in the same land, just like what? Just like as they are living a life of exile. As they have been banned by the government and exiled in his own land. So we have come here today to dramatize an appalling condition. Now you see here, Martin Luther King says that they are all assembled over here in this capital, means Washington DC, just to present, just to dramatize their bad condition, their sorrowful, their lamentable, their deplorable condition to the government of America. Appalling means alarming. Appalling means alarming condition. Okay, in the third paragraph, it is said that in a sense we have come to our nation's capital. Nation's capital, it refers to Washington DC. All the Negroes are assembled over there just to dramatize their alarming condition. And they are here assembled in this capital to cash a check. To cash a check here means symbolically, Martin Luther King refers to what? Emancipation Proclamation, which was signed 100 years ago. So he calls it a check. Metaphorically, he says that they are assembled over there to check or to cash the check. Check refers to that Emancipation Proclamation. Cash a check when the architects, do you know architects means builders, or what we call mastermind. Architect refers to those people, those experts of Constitution who framed Constitution of America. Architects of our republic means state, wrote the magnificent means glorious, great words of the Constitution. It means to say that in those people who framed, who architect, who built the nation, who were the pioneer of the Constitution, there are equal rights for all the citizens of America. So he refers to the Constitution of America. When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent, great words means clauses, sections of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, when they were written, means the Declaration of Independence, and they were making Constitution. So what? They were signing a promissory note. So in that Constitution, in that Declaration of Independence, there is a promise. There is a promissory note. There is a promise with all the citizens that they would be given equal rights. They will be given equal privileges and amenities. Means in the Constitution of America, in the independence, in the Declaration of Independence, all the Negroes, all the people, all the citizens of America were given equal rights. Magnificent words of Constitution, Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall. Here means that every citizen of America is the claimant, is the heir to that promissory note. All are the what? The descendant. All the descendant of that promissory note, of that Constitution, where they guaranteed equal rights to every citizen of the state. This note was a promise that all men would be guaranteed the unalienable. Unalienable means inseparable, inseparable or untransferable. Means that in that Constitution and that Declaration of Independence, it was ensured, it was guaranteed that all the citizens of America, they would be given equal, unalienable, untransferable rights of liberty, life, and pursuits of a pursuit means search. Pursuit, what does it mean? Pursuit means to chase. Means that equal rights were given to all the citizens of the state. Life of liberty, life of means rights of life, and all the untransferable equal means that permanent rights were given to all the citizens. It is obvious today. Today it is quite clear. Obvious means clear that America has defaulted. That the American government has defaulted, has neglected. Means they are failed. They are failed to give the rights which were being promised in the Constitution. It is obvious today that America has defaulted, that American government has neglected on this promissory note. The promissory note which was given in the Constitution, in the Emancipation Proclamation, which was signed by Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so that promissory note, that note in which there was a promise with the black people, that has been what? That has been neglected, that has been defaulted. Next, we are told a note insofar, so far that is concerned. Insofar means so far that is concerned, as a citizen of color are concerned, means that promise which was made in the Constitution, in the Declaration of Independence, and in the means Emancipation Proclamation, that note has been neglected on the basis of what? Color. On the basis of race, means there is a racial distinction. On the basis of racial distinction, that promissory note has been neglected, that has been defaulted. By whom? By the government of America. Insufficient. America has given the Negroes, defaulted insofar as a citizen of color are concerned, instead of honoring this sacred. Sacred means holy. Sacred means holy, mukaddas. Obligation. Obligation means duty, liability. Obligation. America has given the Negro people bad check. Now you see, they has given a defaulted check to the Negroes. Instead of honoring their check means that Emancipation Proclamation, the decision which was made or which was signed by whom? Abraham Lincoln, that check has been defaulted. And the American people, means the Negroes, were given what? Bad check, which is not able to be cashed, which is not able to cash. A check which has come back marked insufficient funds. Now you see, the check refers to Emancipation Proclamation, which was given to whom? The Negroes. Means which ensure the rights of the Negroes, the black people in America. Now the check has been returned. That has been returned as insufficient funds. Insufficient means that the Negroes are not given equal rights. The rights which were being promised, which were being guaranteed, but we refuse. Insufficient funds means that check has been returned. As what? On the basis or by saying that there are insufficient, not enough funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. Bankrupt means insolvent. Bankrupt means diwaliya. Now you see, Martin Luther King says that the check which guaranteed, check refers to Emancipation Proclamation, that decree, that decision, that verdict, means that it guaranteed equal rights, but that right has been neglected by the American government. And he says that the Negroes, the black people, do not accept that decision, that there is means that the justice, that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. That is not possible. That cannot be possible, that the Bank of Justice is insolvent. It cannot be accepted. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great wars of opportunity. It means that the black people are not given equal opportunity. They are not given equal rights and amenities. So that is why he says, means King Martin Luther says that he refuses that decision, and they refuses that insufficient funds are there in the great means heights of opportunities on this nation. Means that Negroes are not given equal opportunities in jobs. Means they are financially they are being neglected. They are deprived of material gain. There is no prosperity for them, so they are being deprived of prosperous life. Check that we will demand on these riches equal wards of opportunities of this nation. Wards, do you know wards? Wards means heights or arch. Now you see wards of opportunity of this nation, so we have come to cash the check. Today we are assembled over here to pay that check. Check means that Emancipation Proclamation. Now we are going to claim equal opportunities. We are going to claim that Emancipation Proclamation, which was a kind of promise with the black people, that they would be given equal rights, equal privileges, and equal amenities. A check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom. Now you see, that was a check. That was a check which ensured equal rights. And what? The riches of freedom, that we would be given freedom, liberty, and the security of justice. And we would be given, and we would be dealt with justice. We would be given liberty, and we would be dealt with justice. We have also come to this hallowed spot. Hallowed means sacred. Once again we have hallowed. Hallowed means holy or sacred. Today, Martin Luther King says that they are assembled in the Washington D.C., which is the capital, that hallowed place, that sacred place. What's for? To remind America, and the fears. Fears means intense. Urgency. Urgency means need of now. Now you see they are assembled over there just to dramatize their appalling condition, just to demand for their equal rights, for justice. And it is the need of time, it is the urgency, intense urgency of the time that Americans, means the black people in America, should be given equal rights in every field of life. They would be given equal opportunities, financial opportunities or related to monetary. Now you see here, Martin Luther King once again says that he is going to remind the American government from this hallowed or sacred place, which is Washington D.C., that all the Negroes, black people, should be given equal rights, equal opportunities in every field of life. I hope that you have understood. Translation and explanation.